It's Week 16 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. He comes into this one 5th in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Dolphins and the Packers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they come in just in an absolute freefall, losers of 7 in a row.
And this is where you turn to your best players and look at them and say, can you guide us out of this? We got to be better than what we've shown.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Taking it about the 1. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by last year's Super Bowl champion QB in his 14th NFL season now out of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
Stafford going to throw from the outset. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
So still 14 yards to go, second down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. This is third. Try and run for this with Singletary. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. Back deep, Daz Newsome. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. Leading them out in his second season now out of Stanford. Here's Davis Mills.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mills. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Our game here
for the first of 3 on this Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody. And remember, you got 2 more after this. We're followed here by the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then tonight, a good one out in the desert. He's got him in, complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
From the 10, 1st and goal. They'll run here with Ingram. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. To throw, Mills. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. So they're coming up here on the 9th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Throwing, Mills. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Dalton Schultz, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are on the board first here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. For the moment, they're on top of their division, projected to host a wild-card game in the first weekend, but nothing is set in stone. There's a lot of shuffling that can still go on here. They haven't even clinched a playoff berth.
A lot goes into that one word you use, doesn't it? But. You're exactly right, because nothing's clinched. So that means another win is necessary, being able to play to the best of their abilities, because they can go from where they are right now to right out of the playoff race. If things go in the wrong direction for them, they've got to take care of business.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 56 yards.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams, because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary, and he is going to have the Dolphins first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely, but the mark shows first down. The Dolphins at 11-3 on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Back to throw, Stafford. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the 50, Stafford. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. To the air again, Stafford. Finding Knox there, complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. He's at the 40, 20. Then into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Butker now to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Stafford here coming off his pick 6. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He finds his man, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Packers pick it up. And some room to work. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. And now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Mills. He's going to look deep for more. And incomplete on the deep ball. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Mills to throw it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Melvin Ingram has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now Stafford. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Stafford. Complete to Jones. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. From the 38, Stafford. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
A give up the middle to Singletary to the 27-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Stafford. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Throwing on 3rd down. Stafford. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McKenzie. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers 16. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Singletary, they'll go up the middle and able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. They go right back to Singletary. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Stafford. This is caught. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Well, they've had a great aggressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
Not only do you drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now. But you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Here's Stafford. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal. P-Ride. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Dawson Knox from a yard out, and the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. That's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Mills on 3rd and 2. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he's going to have a Packers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Our first down throw for Mills. He's got Otten. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. On 2nd down, Ingram. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. They go back to the ground. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. He's now lost fumbles in back-to-back weeks. And, of course, you remember last week's game, such a close affair. That hurt him.
Hurt him in a big way, and it is so key to take care of the ball because, remember, the team making the fewest mistakes usually wins the game. So you got to take care of the ball, lock it away, high and tight, as you often hear from running back coaches. 4 points of pressure, fingertips, forearm, biceps, sternum, or chest. Put it away.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Stafford now to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Marvin Jones, 53 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
Marr now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
I think he's still shaking his head a little. It was his fumble on the previous drive that led to the touchdown that has us tied.
And sometimes it's worse on a runner who drops it like that to watch the other team take the ball downfield and score than maybe if they just returned it right away. You know what I mean? Because sometimes what happens that fast, you're right back out on the field. Instead, he had to watch it happen. Let's see if it affects him going forward the rest of the game.
From the 30 on second down, Mills. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And got his man complete. And it's a Packers touchdown. Michael Pittman, 70 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Miami set to take over.
They came out not so hot. The first quarter, they were sputtering a little bit, but they seem to have stayed the course and really righted the ship here in the second.
Well, let's face it, all the preparation that goes into getting ready for a game, all the scouting reports, the practice, the repetition, sometimes you get a little bit of a lull to start things off. Maybe you get a little flat. But if you put in that time, you put in that effort, it can come back to you. That's what we're seeing so far.
Now can they keep that momentum going? They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all Lebanon defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Stafford. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Packers pick it up. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Swift. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run out of the gun with Swift. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing, Mills. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Neville Gallimore powering his way in and burying it.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Here's Mills. Near the sideline, this is Schultz. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Butker's kick here is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Stafford's throw here into the hands of Jones. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Stafford on 1st down. And this one's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To the air again, Stafford. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. So we've reached halftime here on Christmas Day as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you all at home as we take you around the NFL on this 25th day of December. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. And on now to a check on the next-gen stats in that first half for the Packers. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. Well, Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it, and in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
To throw, Mills. And he'll find Pittman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Now we get into the psychology because a lot of teams in a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Swift going to try up the middle.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Mills now. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
On play action, Mills.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Back to the running game with Swift.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Mills. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Looking to throw is Mills.
Touchdown, Packers!
George Pickens
From 4 yards out.
And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Packers pick it up. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. On the handoff, this is Swift.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Devin Bush sprinting behind the line to track down the ball carrier.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
From the gun, here's Swift.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Working the middle here, that's complete to Knox, the tight end.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
On the give, this is Singletary. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Stafford on 3rd down.
He completes it to the tight end, Knox. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. On the handoff, it's Singletary. And now a fumble. The ball's out. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy, all these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On second down, a run with Gibson. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Brett Maher on the field goal. A 28-yard attempt.
The kick by Maher is good, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, brother, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 113 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Here's a handoff to Swift. They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Swift. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Mills. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Right back to Singletary on second down. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
We are off to the fourth quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth. The left side completion to Jones. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. To throw again on second down. Stafford. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Stafford.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Throwing again is Stafford.
There's Jefferson to pull that in.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 30. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw going to be caught by McKenzie. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go right back to Singletary. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This will be 3rd and 6. Forced out to him, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Yetur Gross-Matos
Drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built up the efforts of this defense.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. The kick by Maher is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still got to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 7.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run the draw here with Swift. 4 yards the pickup, first down. A first down throw for Mills. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. From the 38, Mills. He'll drop this one off to Swift. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Mills. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Mills throw here into the hands of Moore. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing, Mills. Complete to Newsome. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Mills to throw it. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now a carry for Swift. Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. 128 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 5, 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding, offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Mills. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Working out of the gun, Mills. Touchdown! Dalton Schultz with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Packers add on to their lead, and they appear poised to break this long losing streak. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was the tight end Dalton Schultz on the touchdown reception to cap the drive.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here this fourth quarter.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Stafford, and he whips that one incomplete there. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Stafford. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Eric Armstead in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Stafford's throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. On first down, it's Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's McKenzie. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Justin Jefferson.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Down at the 35, it'll be second down.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
They'll run here with Swift.
And he'll go down at the 28. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they will take a knee here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they take a knee.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea where the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Green Bay, it's a good 5th win for them as they play out the string. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's a loss that could wind up hurting a little as they fall now to 11-4. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.
you